We were living in a small two-bedroom apartment, and there was not enough room. I went, wow, what are we gonna do? All of a sudden there was Homesight that was specifically designed for first-time homebuyers like ourselves. And that's kind of where the journey began.
I was married and we had a young child, and so we were looking for a house in the city. And we had heard about Homesight, and Homesight was just starting.
It really seemed a little too good to be true, and I thought, okay, wait a second, there's gotta be a catch. How are we gonna get this much assistance?
We were lucky enough not only to get a house through Homesight, but we also got an environmental model house, which made that whole experience even more amazing.
It was definitely at or beyond the quality we could have hoped for our first home.
It was so much bigger and so different than where we had lived that it was like, I felt like I was in a hotel or something. It was just like, the bathrooms were huge.
In all honesty, we couldn't really afford any home worth living in at the time. But I mean, you know, it's funny to say that out loud sometimes. You know, you work hard, you're doing jobs that need to be done. But when you're first starting out and you have 2 kids and you're young, you know, it was great to be able to kind of quicken that timeline for us a little bit, especially when the need was there.
I went through their first-time homebuyers program. I started the business out of my house originally, out of my first house. So I was in home child care center, and then I expanded, and because the equity in the house, I ended up buying a commercial space in Columbia City, and then now I have 2 centers. They're really trying to develop areas too that, let's say where the market value or the area needs some reviving, they'll go in and revive that area.
Every summer, Homesight does a walking tour for people that are not in this community to show the showcase of how diverse we are here in the Rainier Valley and how much this place has grown.
Homesight grows the community through social economic reinvestment in the community.
They help us to create the Play the Nation. I love Play the Nation, and I want to do it every year. We've seen a lot of increase in our business because of Play the Nation. There's a lot of exposure for our business in Play the Nation. We need that kind of exposure. We don't have the funds to do advertising like what Play the Nation will give us an exposure to all the people around Seattle.
First and foremost, I want to see people be home buyers because there is a value in home ownership.
Homesight really helped us to have a much more comfortable life, a happier life, a much more successful life. And it enabled us to, I think, pass on that home wealth, that inheritance that so many people get to take for granted on to the next generation.
And when you're in these areas of the houses that they build together, you do develop a bond with that community.
When families aren't transient, when homes aren't being turned over every 6 months to capitalize on the market, then all of a sudden you have grandmothers that are everybody's grandmothers. And you have aunts and uncles that are everybody's aunts and uncles. And all of a sudden, the neighborhoods that are only in Norman Rockwell paintings are like possible again.
By supporting Homesight, we're supporting ourselves. By supporting Homesight, we're supporting our community.
To have organizations like Homesight who are looking at the world with an eye for equity and for fairness and are willing to put their time and effort and money and heart into making the world an even better place.
I am part of this neighborhood. I am this neighborhood. I grew up here. I live here. I live around here. My business is around here. I live on Orcas, and I don't want to go anywhere else except here.